Hello all, welcome back to Melanin Madam. Grab a drink, roll something up, get prepared for tonight, do all the other stuff you need to get comfortable. Tonight is my Friday Eve. It has moved up and I'm super happy. We'll have our co-host introduce herself and then we'll get started.
Hi everybody and happy Taco Tuesday. How's everybody doing tonight?
Oh, we're all doing great. That's from them. So our topics for tonight, we have a lot of them. Before we get started, congratulations to the grads. We'll say that every week until they're all done. I think this week is my last week. Yes. We'll be headed to Arizona sometime this week for the last graduations. And I am excited for this season to be over. I am. But super proud of everybody. So let's get, how was your day?
Bad. I'm like, if I could have just went to sleep and woke up tomorrow, I would have did it.
So, would you like to talk about it? Would you like to have a drink about it? Would you like to cheers to tomorrow?
Yeah, I already claimed that I'm gonna have a great day tomorrow. Like, I haven't really had a bad day in a long time, so I guess it just was like, we gonna make you have a super bad day since you haven't had a bad day in a while.
Okay. Well, it's gonna work. Hands yellow, heart rate. I think that's probably emojis. These social media platforms been doing all kind of crazy stuff.
I was just about to say, what does that mean? Because you had on a red shirt and I had on.
That's what I was thinking, but it was those were supposed to be emojis, and it came across as words instead of an emoji. Child, these social media platforms is crazy. So, in recent news, the news can't stop newsing. I'm telling you, this news is out of control. Like every day is 3 or 4 different things that are new. I personally don't know how people are keeping up. Those that like to report things right away and be the first to get all of the views and all of that stuff. I don't see it. That will never be my ministry. So I tip my hat to those people, especially with so much being accessible. How fast people have to move. They done started showing up with bonnets on their head, breastfeeding, cooking. Like, look, I need to report this right now because they don't have time to set up, get ready, all of this stuff.
Really gets too much. Like, you really do have to come as you are if you want to do it. If you want to get the exclusives, like, you have to be ready because it's every day.
It really is, and it's several things a day. So yeah, it's a lot. This is definitely not the space where it's dull and unentertaining right now. So let's see. I think I picked 4 different things because it's just so much to talk about. So let's start with the hot topic. How would you feel if you saw a little girl cussing out the popo? Let's see what that looks like. Is this good parenting or what is this to be considered? Let's take a look.
She had a dogger bag. The CV gave the description of a female black with long braids with the white baseball cap, white shirt, and pink
What classes did I steal from Montclair?
Mommy, I know who it was.
What classes did I steal? Thank you.
Stop recording it now. You should not be recording it without our permission.
For my safety. Thank you.
My aunt stole glasses. It wasn't her. Do she have a fucking white t-shirt on? No. I'm like, oh, leave my mother alone.
I don't have nothing though. This is crazy.
Oh, my grandfather. You know, I had nothing. Listen. Bro, if my mother get arrested, bro, I swear to God, bro. I'm gonna punch somebody in the face, bro. Please? Okay. No! Mother! Oh! Lord! The floor! It! B! Oh, mother! F it! Bro! What?
Sunglasses, a gray top, and she had a dogger bag. The CV gave the description of a female black with long braids with the white white shirt and
What classes did I steal from 𝒂𝒑𝒏𝒄𝒏𝒆?
Mommy, I know who it was.
What classes did I steal?
First, I'd like to primarily say the only thing we could probably all agree on, because we can see she does not have on a t-shirt. She does not have braids. I don't understand. What would you say about this child's behavior?
When I first seen it, I had two sides, because I'm like, she's too grown, like, to be talking like that. But then I had to think about it again, and how much anger she has inside so young. It made me think otherwise too. So I'm like, she shouldn't be talking like that. But it's like, it seemed like she has a lot of build up anger, and she's been through a lot. And she told her auntie, the one who stole the her auntie was the one that took the glasses. It was her auntie. And then the auntie that stole the glasses started a GoFundMe.
Okay, so we'll get to that.
Girl, yes.
So first and foremost, I don't think it's excusable at all. How she was talking was out of control.
Mm-hmm.
She don't have anger. She got a smart ass mouth, because she just been in grown up business too much.
She got a super smart mouth, but for a kid that young to be talking about she gonna unalive somebody.
Yeah, because you listening to people around you. That's in music and everything now. It's very unfortunate.
That's just crazy to see a young person talk like that. So that's why I was like, well, when I first seen it, I was like, no, she too grown. Like, that's too grown.
Yeah, it's way too grown. It's probably a lot of adults around her for her to talk like that. To the point where she thinks talking like that is regular, and probably doesn't understand the full magnitude of the things that she's saying. So I don't mean fast. I just mean is way too grown. And the bigger problem, which stood out for me, is if it was a hurt issue or anything like that, they allowed the mother to walk up to the daughter. You never stopped her, corrected her, tried to calm her down or anything. You allowed that to happen. So that's a replication of what happens in the home. You allowed her to talk like that. And then if something crazy would have happened, thank you, Jesus, that it didn't. You didn't try to defuse that at all as a mother, or calm her down if that was the case about the being too hurt. So that was a problem. Now this GoFundMe.
Girl.
What is the GoFundMe for?
Girl, I wish I would have knew you was gonna put this, because I would have looked it up again. She had said for the little girl, but they was like, what do the little girl need a GoFundMe for? The mom was in jail. Maybe if you would have said to bail out the mom from jail because you're the one who did it. But I think she was literally just trying to capitalize off that little girl, because a lot of people was feeding into, if you look through the comments, a lot of people was feeding into what that little girl was doing. But I don't think that she got a lot of money off the GoFundMe, because everybody
got a dime.
Yeah, now when they put the GoFundMe up, I mean, everybody was like, what do they need to GoFundMe for?
Exactly. I just don't understand. I wouldn't get, and that further validates what she is around.
Girl, I'm about to look it up right now and see if I can find if they still had it. I don't know what it would even be called.
Oh, okay. Yeah, she's around too many grown conversations. But that GoFundMe alone, like I said, it validates what is going on in that home. What is the exact reason that a GoFundMe is needed at all? If anything, whatever. There's no GoFundMe needed at all, period whatsoever. It was an opportunity to jump on a scam, or jump on taking advantage of something, or getting something for nothing. those exact labels that they give some people, and this was no different. That child needs to be in preschool and church. That's where she needs to be for her betterment. Because if she's like that now, can you imagine? So you haven't even been taught that that's inappropriate to act with police officers.
Right.
You haven't been, you jumping around and doing all of that and saying what you're going to do. At the point right now, we've discussed child unalivers to this point. There are people that take that serious because it's kids that age doing all types of stuff. What if they would have taken that serious?
Mm-hmm.
Just, I'm really, really, really grateful that they didn't. Okay. Next topic. And if you find it,
if I find it, I'll let you know. I'm looking, but if I find it, I'll let you know.
Okay. And let's see what we have next. Let's take a look at this balloon. It's a balloon popping. That balloon popping show.
Oh Lord.
Here we go.
I feel that you're also uncomfortable with me loving myself as much as I do.
No.
And it's coming off as arrogance.
Oh, I'm arrogant?
No, I said it's coming off as arrogance.
Oh, you're coming off. Yeah, you do.
So my confidence is triggering you because it's reminding you.
I love confidence. I melt in it.
It's not about you not having self-love. It's about you not appreciating the self-love in other people. And that is a direct reflection of how you see yourself. The term is called projection. When you see me shining, it reminds you that you're not shining enough.
Oh, so when I said that I melt in confidence, that kind of went over your head?
Melting in confidence is
self-love, confidence, all that in my man is very important to me because I don't want to date a man that does not love himself because then he won't love me as much. The level of love will be different.
Look, I'm really trying to follow you.
I know,
right?
I know, but it's okay.
But your ego won't allow you to take responsibility for your lack, and that's okay.
But I don't lack anything, babe.
Pop y'all's balloon before you even got to know Dr. Elon. What a shame. What a shame.
Is it though? I don't. Yeah.
See, I would have had to see the whole thing on that one.
Oh no, that was it. That was the first round. I
wanted to see. You know, I be wanting to see from the beginning when they popped the balloon. Like, what was the reason why they popped the balloon?
She popped the balloon, and that was his. Then they went into conversation. Yeah, she popped the. It was literally the first round. You know, when they come out, the people get to pop their balloons first. He's telling her she popped her balloon, and those are the reasons why. But, sir, why are you calling yourself doctor?
He not a doctor?
Even if he is, would you call yourself a doctor to your date? Or to your husband? But he's telling her she lacks, and she has a problem with his self-esteem. Sir, all she did was pop a balloon. I don't understand.
I don't know about that one. You know me, I be needing to see it from the beginning. Cause on that thing, they would just walk out and as soon as they walk out, they start popping the balloons.
That's what I'm saying. So that is what happened. So how does he have this in-depth conversation and feedback telling her why she popped the balloon?
Oh, yeah.
That's what I'm trying to tell. Would you walk up to somebody and if they said, oh, no, you know, I'm dating somebody, you can't have my number. Oh, so you have a problem with, so you didn't even get to know me as a doctor. You have a problem with me wanting to, I have self-esteem and that bothers you and shows you the lack in yourself. All I did was pop up. We haven't even had a conversation, sir.
Girl, that show right there already, Beach. They do too much on that anyways. I be feeling like they probably tell them people to do that stuff. Because
I be thinking it's staged.
Yeah, if it's not them, it's the girls. They reason for popping the balloon. It'd be just out of control.
Right. Because all of those things he's saying, he's walking up to a stranger saying those things. You're intimidated by me and because it brings out the lack in you, but I don't know you. We didn't even talk. We didn't even go on a date. We did nothing. So how is... Child, that's narcissism at the highest level.
What did everybody pop the balloon on him or just her?
Most people pop their balloon. Yeah,
so
most of them.
He probably ain't used to
Rejection.
Yeah, and then him being a doctor too, so he feel like he can use that title as like, what? Like you popped the balloon because he didn't have to wear them scrubs or nothing. That's why I was like, is he a doctor or was he a nurse? Because you could have just wore some regular clothes and then they found out you was a doctor. Why would you wear your scrubs?
I would think that's why most people want to pop the balloon, because if you that arrogant that that's what you have to show, when they tell us we're not what we make, and so then why would you walk out like that? I don't understand. And being called a doctor, you don't. I don't know. These shows is number one out of control, and number two, it is people that really think that way. They want you to worship them, especially. I would say Black men who are later in years they get around the appropriate age and don't have kids, have a good job, have their self in order. They want you to worship them. And then women that get to a certain age, don't have kids, do things in the appropriate order, sometimes think they're strong, independent, don't need a man. They don't know how to balance the softness and what you've done to get where you are, as long as it's the right way, it's not more important than who you are inside. And I really can't stand it when people talk calm and think that because you're saying it in a nice voice that you're saying something nicely. Nothing that man said out of his mouth was appropriate at all. But people typically pay attention to the person that acts a fool. And he was trying to trigger her too. Mm-hmm. I'm trying to follow what you're saying, but you're a doctor. You're super smart. So how you don't follow what she's saying? I'm so confused. Nothing that she said was not understandable, but I think that showed you shouldn't go in there if you're arrogant or if you don't have self-confidence, because you're not going home with all of those people.
No, you're not.
So somebody's going to say no, and that's okay. And you're going to say no to some people.
A lot of men don't know how to accept rejection anymore. That's why so many women are getting hurt or unalived. They don't know how to accept rejection anymore. It's like you almost got to lie and tell them like, oh, here go my number, and then just block them after that, because you never know what they're going to do.
Right. It's been an increasing amount of those too on TikTok. I've been having to hurry up and scroll past them. I don't know how to set my, like, what I see or whatever, but I've been seeing a lot of those, and I just think it's so sad of people breaking up and the man don't want to let the lady go. That's not cool. And equally as much, seeing a lot of the man is with somebody and he has somebody on the side, and the person on the side unalives the person, that the woman, they come after the woman.
Right.
So we'll talk about that a little bit later, because I got a question for that. And she's allowed to be in the conversation. Oh yeah, she needs to be in her room watching Sesame Street. Absolutely. That's so true. It's scary. It's very scary. Because if that little girl caught the wrong person, or they believed what she was saying.
Right.
Because this is the reality. I don't think you have the right to, well, you can't tell somebody not to be in fear. I'm glad they all responded appropriately. But with the way she was jumping around and things like that, it's a good thing she didn't have like a backpack, nothing that would look like something was concealed or anything like that. And they gave the mom an opportunity to fix that, and she didn't. Name one time you get pulled over or whatever, even walking, and they allow you to move around like that. They allowed her to go in the direction of her daughter, and I think it was to calm her down. It makes you not want to date. Listen, at this point, I see why men and women don't want to date. Girl. What do Claudia and them say? The dating pool got urine in it or something?
Yeah, like that mess. It's
crazy. Okay, so you guys want to see what Jaguar had to say? She's always fun.
Is this the one with her and Armand?
No, I didn't see that yet. So I was, oh, Ro, you'll be so proud of me. Number one, I'm down a total of 35 pounds since October, but I finally got my stuff in the mail, but it was too much. The prescription was too much, so I Googled how to transfer it into another syringe. Is that what you call it? Okay, another syringe, and be able to measure it out to give myself half. And I did it myself in my leg, and I didn't even pass out.
I am proud of you.
I'll let you enjoy your time away. That's why I was calling you the other day. You thought it was because of the show. No, I meant to tell you, then we got to talk. Oh, I got something to tell you. I thought I was telling you I wasn't bugging you because I was nervous. I held on to it for a couple of days, like, I need to call Ro and put her on video so she can help me. And I was like, no, she's enjoying the graduation.
Girl, no. And then I found out why my Ozempic wasn't working, because my thyroid is low. Labs done. I said, oh, that makes perfect sense.
Oh, that's what came back with your tests and stuff? Okay. So what do they have to do for that?
Well, they the doctors, they still want to monitor you for, I got to come back in another month. And then they're going to do it. So I was like, I'll probably just take a break from it, because there's no reason for me to take it if it's not working. It's just making me constipated. And really not, because I take that ballerina tea.
I don't know how you do that, twin.
Girl, and today it was crazy. I'm already having a bad day. And girl, all of a sudden my stomach just started rumbling. And I was not at home. I was like, Lord, please let me make it home. Like, I didn't even pay attention to the time, because usually I can time it. Like, I'm like,
right,
my tea at this time, I know I got to be at home. So really, it's like, I drink that tea like around 9:30, and I already knew in my mind, like by 4 or 5, I need to be at home. And I just didn't think about it because I was doing so much.
Ripping and running.
I just wasn't already having a good day. And then when my stomach started hurting, I was like, come on now. Like, this is putting the icing on the cake. But I'll take that. So I was like, I'll be fine long as I keep on taking the tea. But I was like, I'll just wait for the Ozempic, or I'll probably just start doing something else. Because I'm like, now I know why.
If they could be able to give you something to balance that out, then you could take it, right? Or maybe is Wegovy better for you? Because I heard it's a real difference in how, like, just because everybody else saying one is working, don't mean that will work. Like semaglutide, that one, the semi one, made me way more nauseous than the actual Wegovy. So this one is the Wegovy, not the other one. They have different G something in it. Yeah. So brief intermission and commercial, guys. That's our health break on how to take care of your body and pay attention when you're taking things. So, yeah, it was this one didn't give me headaches or nothing. Yeah, and I lost 3 last week. So I'm back to losing, but I even decreased the dosage because I wanted to like see how it would bridge. I decreased the dosage to see if it would work. But I'm super proud I gave myself this shot. And I did not.
Yeah, because a lot of people cannot do that. A lot of people cannot do it. And I told y'all, I was like, it don't hurt. Like, those little small needles do not hurt at all. Like,
but it be hurting in my arm when they give it to me in my arm.
Your arm, it hurts. But if you do like your stomach or your thigh or something like that, it don't.
Yeah, I did my thigh, but I watched a video and they show how to do it and like make sure you have pressure and all of that.
I tell people to pinch that part, whatever part they about to stick, pinch it first. So that's just like you could psych your mind out. So you already feel a little bit pain. So when you put the needle in, you won't feel it at all. Because that needle is so small, you really not gonna feel it anyways. But if you pinch yourself before, then you really won't feel it.
The needle I bought is like this because remember I had to move it into another thing. So I bought.
So is yours a sub-Q needle? Like it's supposed to just go in your fat?
Please hold. I want to show you guys since I did get it. That way you'll know and you won't hurt yourself. Hold on 1 second. It's literally right here. Hold on. I need some elevator music. Okay. You see, y'all, I invite you into my home and I make sure that I give the full information. It's this 3 ml CC.
Let me see the needle though. Oh yeah, yours is kind of long. When we get off, let me see the directions. That's like an IM needle.
Yeah, it's long.
Yeah, that one is like the ones that I have. And if I could, now I'm gonna tell y'all to hold on so I could go get it. Hold on.
That way y'all don't just buy anything, because if you get, sometimes I know that with your doctors, I know that sometimes mine do. If I have a prescription for something, sometimes they'll write it for over the prescription because things are getting so expensive now. And I've been with my doctor forever. So she tries not to cause me any financial hardship because there's certain things that I have to take. So she'll write it for double. I'll get the 30-day supply, and then really I have 60 days. So I responsibly take things the way that I should. So I had Googled how to, if I could break it down and like how to do it. And you take, this is not medical advice. I'm showing you what I did for myself. You could take the needle off. Yeah, you can see it right here. Take the needle off, and then with the shot that they give you, it comes with the shot already in there. You put it right here, and then it starts filling up the syringe. And then you can measure how to give yourself half or whatever you need for yours. And then the rest that's left in here, I take the needle off and I change it with another needle the next time. So that's how I do
that. So I'm gonna show y'all the Ozempic needles.
Oh, perfect. That way you can see what I'm talking about.
Yeah, they way smaller. So first of all, this is what the Ozempic comes in. How do I do it? Where's the thing?
Yeah.
So it comes in this, and then you put it. This is the solution in there. So I got like 1 dose left. And then they give you 4 needles because it's supposed to last for a month. And the needles.
Oh, you get one.
No,
you get one for the month.
No, you get 4 needles, but you just get, one syringe.
Oh, okay.
But you get so because I can. Well, I guess I might as well just use this one tonight since I'm opening it. So you would put it right here. Then you will put the needle on and put it on. Take it off. They have 2 little caps. Look how small this needle is. Wait, let's see.
Yeah, that's how the one is with my thing. This is almost like a B12. That's what this reminds me of.
Yeah. So
I can see a little pinch needle.
This one is sub-Q, so it's that's why I didn't know yours was that big, because even me, and I give people shots for a living, and no, I don't know.
But it don't hurt. I promise. It don't hurt. But I do it at night now. So I've had water all day and stuff like that. So you gotta just make sure you do what's best for you. For me with shots, like I don't normally do very well.
Directions, do it say sub-Q or IM?
For what? The needle?
The injection, do it say give it sub-Q or does it say give IM?
Huh? I don't even know what that means.
I know. Just let me see the thing when we're over.
See? This one didn't bother you.
Look,
but I at least know I'm straight. Okay, I'll show you after, guys, and we'll do an update next week. But if you can get your doctor to write for double the prescription, then you will have it for 2 months instead of 1, because it was very expensive. It was getting to be very expensive. Let's see here. I keep hitting the wrong button. We know, true, always true. We tell the truth. Okay, so for the next one, hold on one sec.
Okay.
Perfect. Okay. Oh no, we're doing Diddy next. Okay, now I remember. That was a brief intermission about your health. If you want to take it, be careful. The end. We'll give another update.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
What would Glow?
So this is Glorilla. Let me tell y'all. Watch and tell me if you would give her this advice. This is what people do in their spare time.
What would Glorilla look like if she had a golden ratio face?
Girl, they scandalous for that. Because that girl do not look like that.
No, that's what she would look like if she had a golden face. So I would just like to say, hey JoJo, I would just like to say, when men keep saying that women are doing these things to ourselves, we're thinking we have to look a certain way, this and that. That is not true. This is a perfect example. This gave me flashbacks to that book, Girl Talk, when we was coming up, that told you what you should weigh, all of these different things, and it was absolutely based on a young white girl. It had no factors,
Yeah,
other
they
factors
still
in
do
there.
that now. Like, still now, even though I know I am, like, because, like, to me, I still feel like I'm overweight. In the doctor's world, I'm morbidly obese. Like, come on, I weigh 205. How am I morbidly obese and I'm 5'7"? Even me wanting to be 190, I would still be considered morbidly obese. I'm supposed to be, I think, on their scale, like 140 or something, where I'm gonna be looking like a crackhead. Like,
but that's also not taking into account how much muscle mass you have, how much water you're retaining, anything like that. And I think it's very critical to women. I think that the person that did this is a low ass person, because if you wanted to show what somebody would look like with golden features, why didn't you show your own damn face? Use it on yourself. That's horrible. They totally changed that girl's face. They minimized her nose, moved her eye, did her eyebrows over, and you wonder why women stay in a chair or trying to do things or contouring and makeup. You're made to not feel pretty. What makes that a golden face?
right. I met this lady today when I was at the nail shop. Even though I look raggedy today, guys, I know I took my braids out. Look, I got my real hair is nappy and everything. I don't got no eyelashes on. My allergies been bad. My eyes feel like they raw under it. So
It's itching.
Yes,
Today again.
my allergies been bad, but I have met this lady, 205 right here.
Period, JoJo. Most men would. I mean, come on. I don't look. I'm just glad that I'm comfortable.
But they say that that's still morbidly obese.
And that's why I go to a real doctor with a real scale that says what my fat is, what each different component is, and what my real weight should be. And for me, I have already been told, my cousins don't have no sense, and they're so honest, and I appreciate it. My one rule always, whenever I do any weight loss, anything, is please start to tell me when I look like a bobblehead, because my top will get smaller than my bottom. I have wide hips. So after the last show or whatever, my cousin finally was like, you may want to do every other week now. You may want to slow down and only work on toning. I mean, you're beautiful, but you're starting to look like a bobblehead. Yeah, I said, girl, you could just get right to the bobblehead. I don't want to be skinny. Everybody has what they want. As long as you're healthy, to me, that's all that matters. But telling someone they are not healthy unless they have that number on a scale is inappropriate.
Go back to
it's irresponsible.
Like that either. I'm like, it literally took me to get to my 30s to gain my weight. Like, I was skinny I think when I graduated high school, I probably weighed like 110.
Right.
still 5'7". I was just, it took me till I got to my 30s. And that's why I tell my nieces and everything, they be like, Auntie, when are we going to get thick like you? I was like, probably when you hit 30, 31, 32, 33. I was like, because y'all eat the same way I did. We eat sweets and stuff like that. I was like, that's when it's going to catch up to you. I was like, because I would just eat cake and pies all day and just eat whatever I wanted.
So you have a sweet tooth.
I have a very bad sweet tooth. And I was thankful to God when I was pregnant with Amir, he took that sweet tooth away. Because
nice.
It would have been all bad for me. I couldn't stand sweets when I was pregnant.
Yeah, with the preeclampsia and all of that, you could have gotten.
I could not stand sweets. I really just love like soup and fruit. I was like, God knew to take that sweet tooth away from me because I would have been like 3 on My Biggest Life or whatever it is on TLC.
There are a lot of unhealthy people, period, at any size. And I think the bigger message is like you use somebody, like media knows what they're doing. You use somebody that had a wider nose to do that. You use certain things that this person ultimately would have to get surgery for, and they didn't ask you to do that. You don't have the right to do that kind of shit to people. Like, that's crazy to me.
Pretty girl. That's why I was like, she does not look like that. Like,
that was really mean. I don't like it. I don't like it. And that's why these girls is walking around like the one that just got another, BBL and walking.
Banks. That looks disgusting. You know who I love that she don't care what people say? Super Scent, because you know they always talk about her.
Yeah.
And just see, she has that wide nose and everything like that, but she lost her weight. She lost her weight, even though she got her tummy tuck and whatever she got done.
Well, nobody wants to lose skin. That can also be unhealthy for people that, you know.
Oh, yeah, that's why they'll do it medically. They'll let you get that done.
Oh, but, they will?
Girl, yeah. If you have skin hanging over and you say that you get rashes and everything, they will cut that off.
Well, we'll talk about that next week. I didn't know that. I have loose skin.
Yes.
That's why I keep telling you I'm waiting, because I'm like, I'm not about to invest all of that money and then turn around and have a baby. No, I went to some place in Laverne, and it's going to be a lot of money.
A lot of people wait till after they get like that gastric sleeve, and you know, if you really big, you really have a lot of the hanging skin, and then they'll say like, oh, they're getting rashes and it's all that, and then it's documented and everything. Girl, they cut that right off.
Nice. We need to talk about that. I wore a 9 and weighed 145 and 5 feet. Yeah, you did. And then equally, like now, Hilda weighs more than me. Gina weighs more than me. They're a little bit taller, but they still have a completely different shape. But it's still a completely different shape, and my muscle mass is more than theirs. So the point is that you can be
a certain size.
You can be the exact height and everything, but you can be 2 totally different weights depending on
how tall are you?
5'4".
Oh, okay, so I'm a little bit taller. But yeah, that's what I was saying about Super Scent. She don't care what people say about her. They call her,
I love that,
and say that they don't, the reason why she can't keep no boyfriend is because they can't stand to look at her and all that. And I love that she do not let that.
I don't think she's ugly. Do you think she's ugly? She has black girl features.
She has black girl features.
That's why I never ever wanted to close my gap and never change my nose. But I was offered to close my gap since high school, and I was like, no,
it's
never closing my gap.
Surgically done to my face. It would be nothing that I would get surgically. I would not change my nose. I wouldn't change my lips. I wouldn't change my forehead.
And I don't love everything, but I don't dislike anything enough.
Yeah, it's not on my face to change it. Now, other parts of my body, yeah, but my face, I would never.
Right. I just want the loose skin gone, and I'm good.
Yeah, like I wouldn't do that. Like Sierra.
She keep being near death and will go back.
Girl, when her sister put that real picture of her up before she got all that stuff done, I was like,
she looked better though.
I think she looked better then.
But I think Lil Kim looked better.
Who?
I think that Little Kim looked better.
But remember, Little Kim said she did that because her boyfriend beat her up.
That's right.
But
something happened to her, but I still think I don't think we should say that now because it wasn't a choice. So never mind.
Little
I'm
Kim
sorry.
was bomb. Little Kim was bomb.
Pretty skin, like
Vivica was so pretty. But I will say Vivica's surgery settled better than Little Kim's.
Yeah.
Little Kim, now it depends on who does her makeup. She looks good, but she still effed up her body. She still effed up her body. Little Kim body looks ridiculous. Vivica's body even looked ridiculous. But I wish none of them. Vivica was bomb. She did not have to mess with her face. Like all the ones that
do it.
Their face, they did not have to do that.
It's so much pressure. It's a lot of pressure if you allow it to get to you. That's why I say, when I make it to a certain point, I don't know if I can handle people saying certain things to me, because sometimes, just like TV, music, or anything else, your life becomes what you allow to infiltrate your space. And women already have emotional times. Sometimes you're really strong, sometimes you're not. And
you have to have tough skin.
But I don't think nobody do 100%, twin. I think they don't look. Or they have somebody else managing their social media.
Yeah, because it was today, you right, because I was watching this podcast today with Babs from Making the Band, and then the boy, I forgot what his name was, but
with that cap on and the hair.
Yeah,
that's what I was telling you about. Okay.
I was watching that one today because I loved Making the Band. Like me and Shatia used to literally have Making the Band watch parties in my mama's house. In my mama's in my mama's hot ass house. We used to be like, every Monday, everybody coming over to watch that. But anyways, both of them said that they don't look at their comments. They have somebody else look at their comments and then tell them. They was like, because sometimes they'll get too mad and sometimes they can't deal with it. And like I said before, when I had went viral that time, and James Wright Chanel had inboxed me and told me to call him, and he told me too. He was like, you either gonna turn your comments off, or you not going to read them, or you have somebody else to read them. He was like, because I'm telling you now, you reading them comments will make you want to unalive yourself. He told me that. He was like, you think you got it bad. Just think how I got it bad being a Black +5 and
gay. Yeah, he's gay.
He was like,
I can't imagine
how bad I got it. He was like, so I can imagine what you're going through, but think how bad I got it. He was like, turn your comments off or have somebody else read them, either or. And I was just like, okay, because me, and I would say I have real tough skin. I don't have a complex or anything anymore since I became like 20. Once I got like 25, couldn't nobody tell me nothing and it hurt my feelings. But that,
because it's like, how in this space did I get talked about like that? What did I do?
And my mom even said it. She was like, this ain't like you, Rashonda. You don't let nothing get to you. I was like, Mommy, it's different. Like, these people
That's a floodgate, though. That's a lot.
Like, these people don't even know me. And they talk, like, some of the words they were saying, I was having to ask you, like, wait, what do this mean? Like, it really did hurt my feelings. And I was just like, damn, like, the world is super cruel. So I guess you really do have to, I don't know.
I'm trying to make it so that next year I could have a part-time person running my social media, because for now is I just hide the comments. So a lot of times it'll be comments on stuff, but we don't see them because I'll just hide. I have them filtered so that the person thinks that it popped up, but it never showed up for me. And I go and look, and if it's something I'll like on a good day that I'm having, I'll go back and go through it and skim it real quick to see if I see any bad things. And if I don't, then I will read it. Because, you know, somebody could say something that's not bad because of what the term means if used a certain way, but I just have it filtered so that just in case it is, it'll just pull out all of those things, and I could look at it when I'm in a good place to look at it. So sometimes I do respond to comments a little bit later, especially if I'm going like not in a good place But yeah, it's a lot. And that's going to be the very first role that I hire for next year. I tried it last year, and 10,000 scam dollars later. Let's see how that worked. Right. So now we will see what. Wait, I see another comment. You both need monitors. We do. We do. We need monitors.
Monitors mine good because she will block somebody real fast.
She does. She does. We each have access to each other's backstage. Like last time when that stuff happened, I was able to go in the back way. It just caught us off guard. We wasn't. Right. It just was really catching us off guard. Like, is this person going down the list? Like, who is this? It wasn't making sense. So it didn't even offend us. They mission wasn't met because it didn't even offend us until
like you did not succeed in this mission, man. Right?
Like you wasted your time, right? Yes, you went and created a whole profile and just wasted your time because it went over our head. Sorry, the insult went over our head because we will tell our own truth. So anyway,
right? Like you can't tell us nothing when we sit up there and tell everything.
Right. Literally, unless it includes other people, we'll tell it when we're ready. Like other stuff, you don't have to expose all of your business, and you probably shouldn't on social media. That's just my belief, how I look at it. So now let's take a look at Jaguar, and Lord, please forgive me. What did we play last? Hold on, I need to check.
That Nicki recorded that at the freak off in the Calabasas. She been waiting to drop that shit on Meek.
Okay, so.
But that's not a diss. Meek likes being brought up in that song. I don't know why you lowering his thing. You think you're doing him a favor. He's very, very happy being mentioned, I'm pretty sure.
Man, you doing it, man. You deserve it, daddy. You putting in that work. Proud of you. I love you. Yeah.
And I had my own week, but like everybody was passed out. Yo, Diddy had that man in the room. Look, yes, I put my ear to the fucking door and I brought the phone because Diddy started going in overdrive. I ain't know what the fuck was going on, but I just heard balls slapping against ass cheeks. I heard niggas struggling to take dick. I heard niggas being like, yeah, daddy. Like when he started all that daddy this and daddy that, and then I heard some hollering and struggling like, yeah, I kept the phone there and I recorded all this shit.
Period. He Diddy-fied. He Diddy-fried. He the Diddy do-I-bop. Fuck Meek. Real rap.
You think that audio that they put out was real?
Yeah, that was him. Nicki put that out there. That Nicki recorded that at the freak off in the Calabasas.
I really wish I wouldn't have heard that though, because that was very.
They could have prepared us. Yeah,
like put a trigger warning.
Shit, I forgot to have you say that. Trigger warning. I normally remember. Sorry, guys.
Yeah, and I even forgot. I'm like,
I actually forgot that part was in there. Trying to block it out of my head, but geez, Louise.
That's disgusting.
So first question, do you believe that guy really recorded or he was paid to say that he was the one that...
Girl, I don't even know nowadays. Like, I literally really don't know.
Who is that guy?
I don't know who he is.
Right.
But I would think he would have to be somebody if he could get back to where Diddy and Meek Mills was at, if he could get to where the rooms was at. I don't know. It could be real. Just think they say that I mean, we heard allegedly that he's bisexual, so it wouldn't surprise me. But Meek Mills is the one that is be saying that he don't run that way. But we can't say, even if it is real, who's to say that it really is Meek Mills?
Do you believe that people deserve to be exposed that way?
No, but because that's one of my topics I'm gonna talk about. I don't think that they deserve to be exposed that way, but I feel like they should if they're messing with women.
If somebody's being hurt, if it's not voluntary.
Yeah,
but if that's somebody's personal life, then no.
Now, if it was somebody's personal life and they not messing with women, they not married, they don't got no girlfriends or nothing like that, that's their personal life, then no. If this man is married, got a girlfriend or anything like that, then yes, because you're playing a dangerous game and it's not fair that you doing that to that woman. And that's the only thing, that's the only problem I have with people that are bisexual or gay is the ones that can't live in their truth.
Yeah.
Like, it's not fair to the other people that you're doing that to. Like, that's not fair. And then when people do find out about it, then you try to unalive them because they found out about your double life.
Or blackmail them or hurt them.
Yeah, like you should have been the one, okay, to tell that person how you're living or be okay with yourself. Like, that's not fair. So I don't think, because I don't keep up with Meek Mills like that, I don't think he's involved with anybody. So for them to expose him, I think that that is wrong.
Yeah. Especially to be recording. I don't think that that's appropriate. I think that people should be, back in the day when you posted, or you couldn't go on the news and just say whatever you wanted to.
Right.
You couldn't print in a magazine whatever you wanted to. You couldn't expose people because their personal life doesn't have anything to do with what happens in their home. Is their own personal, private, intimate business. I don't agree, and I'm never that nosy to want to know what somebody is doing in their home. And we've really gotten to a space where we feel like if somebody lose weight, you need to know how they did it. If somebody get married, you need to know well, they probably cheating or how they married him. She don't look cute enough. People is just doing way too much, and how your brain got there to believe that you are entitled to that particular type of information, but you would never put yourself out there like that. Oh my gosh, that's insane to me. Even if I walked up, if I was in somebody's house or they invited me over and I walked up and I saw them, like you said, doing whatever they do, but it wasn't something I knew. Even if it shocked me, I'm not even going to address it. I'm just going to knock on the door and go in and be regular if it has nothing to do with me. You know, I think that people just are too comfortable.
But that didn't have nothing to do with him. He got his phone recording at the door.
That's why I say no.
It's not like you have to go through that door to leave or nothing.
Right.
You wanted to record that.
Right. Right. That I don't think that should be okay. And I think that if more people started getting sued, I think a lot of behaviors would go away. Because back in the day, you could sue somebody even if it was true, because that was your personal, private.
Yeah, that's how I feel. If it's your personal business, you in your home or whatever, then you can do that. Just like they keep on showing videos of P. Diddy taking people's phone when they got on the yacht. A lot of celebrities do that.
Do breathalyzers, NDA, everything.
Yeah, they do that. So I was like, now that thing y'all can't really use against him, because a lot of people do that. You got to give your phones up and everything so you can have a good time.
Kevin Hart did it at his comedy show. So what's any different?
Exactly. And that was a comedy show. That wasn't on no boat or nothing. So it's like, y'all can't use that. I mean, y'all could have used something else. But that, I just feel like that wasn't fair.
Definitely could potentially put somebody's life in danger, and there are cases where that has happened.
That's why I said if they have a significant other or something and they doing that, I do feel like those people should be exposed, like, because that's not fair to the other person.
But expose them to the significant other, not on social media, because what if that person has a significant other and they unalive themselves because they're too humiliated or whatever, or the significant other goes. Because social media amps up the way somebody will react. Just like a crowd around a fight, right? Those two people could have probably talked it out, but because everybody around them is telling them to fight, that adrenaline is going, you got to prove yourself. It's just too much. And those same effects are in adults. We're still human, whether adult or not. You're still a human, and you're going to have human reactions. Some can manage it, but not all the way always is it a situation that can't be managed. That's a lot. That's just me. I don't agree. But that girl been telling the truth this whole time, and her career has greatly been impacted by a lot of these things. And I could see why she would want vindication. Because it's really impacted her life. She should sue for money. Because money has directly been taken out of her hands.
And you see nobody have sued her or anything.
Not even said nothing back. Nothing. Before it was, oh, she's crazy. Ain't nobody touching her with a 10-foot pole.
She crazy. Okay, but she crazy, but ain't none of y'all sued her. And then I had seen on one, I think it was that one, when she said that she used to date Cat Williams.
He had given her $20,000 one time.
Yeah, she
talked about it on the show.
Yeah, she said she dated him for a while, and I was like, okay, that probably can be why she is, because them two together, whew. Like they said, her, Cat Williams, and Orlando Brown, all the people they call crazy. Them are 3 people that they call crazy. And just think how many times Orlando Brown then says some gay mess.
And people look at him like, where did that even come from? Because it's so far-fetched.
They gave him the whoopty wop.
Yes. And people like, that don't even make sense. And he like, he probably didn't make sense to him either. Like,
I would try to do all the stuff that I knew now with him, because I'm telling you, when I was pregnant, I used to see him almost every day, because he would be at my baby daddy's where he lived at. He would be over there every day. And but he was high as hell every day, though. I remember, but if I would have caught him a time when he was sober and I knew all this stuff, I sure would have sat down and been talking to his ass for real. Cause I remember he used to just be crazy. I remember one time I was on the phone with my cousin and he was in there being Michael Jackson, and my cousin was like, "Who the F is that in that background?" And I was like, yes. And
I knew it.
All right. She was like, "B, who the F is that in the background?" And I was like, "That's Orlando Brown." She was like, "Who is that?" You know, she older than us, even by 4 years, but that would, and I was like,
that still matters, because he's younger than us.
Yeah, and I was like, the one from That's So Raven. She was like, "Oh, I don't know who he is." She was talking about that nigga's on the good one.
Baby, he always got the good stuff. And I don't blame him if you've been through some of the things that he's been through, probably since a kid.
Seeing all the stuff that they've been through as kid stars, like, I don't even blame girl. But
I just hope they can get real help.
Right.
Because they deserve it. They deserve to live a good life.
All the stuff, P. Diddy and all this stuff, and everybody just write him off as he crazy. Now look at the stuff coming up.
Okay, so last topic. So there's this TikToker. She became famous on TikTok, a content creator. She just shares her life, her lifestyle. She's known for having really big tatas, and she used to have really long decorated nails, and she's 25 now. She was married to this guy, and then her guy friend is in social media as well, and his wife. Both of them married. And now she's being sued. It's going to matter. I have somebody who's going to present it for us. If these stick figures don't help you, I don't know what to tell you. But we're going to finish with the conversation when we get back. Because what had happened was TikTok be telling all their business. Like, reality TV is supposed to be a subsection of your life. Jesus.
Okay, Brenay and Akira. Whew, this looker. All right, let's come in hot. Brenay is a very popular content creator on TikTok. She is well known because she has some very big cha-chas and really long nails. Brenay was married to Devon. Tim was married to Akira. Brenay and Tim supposed to be best friends from the time they was 15. Tim and Devon supposed to be cousins. I don't know how true that is. All this is allegedly. So they all hung out together all the time. Even with Akira and Tim's friends, sometimes you can go to Brenay's page and they still have videos up of all of them together. So as we watch these videos, we see that Devon becomes increasingly disinterested in Brenay. And we all kind of wonder why. But boom, then we find out Devon and Brenay are getting a divorce. It seems like as soon as she revealed to us that her and Devon were getting a divorce, now all we see is her and Tim, her and Tim, her and Tim, her and Tim. Where is Akira? Her and Tim are always together, so boom. Naturally, we assume that they're together. Then boom, Akira drops a bombshell document. She's suing Brenay and Tim, and they are getting a divorce. She say Brenay had been seeking out her man while she in her house, taking care of her kids, smiling in her face, all the time trying to take her place, backstabber. Said she was flicking her tongue ring and bending all over and showing her tatas and trying to sleep with her man. Akira said she had all the proof in the document that they was having an affair. Brenay said that she done known Tim since she was 15, so if she wanted Tim, she could have Tim, but baby, that don't make no goddamn sense because Tim was married with kids, okay? So obviously he didn't want you, and obviously you did something to try to get that man to get you. So it don't matter how long y'all done known each other. And this is a guillotine, and that's what I would put Brenay's head in if I was Akira.
That was funny to me, even though I didn't know who the people was.
And this is where I will put her head. Baby, listen. This document, it's like 78 things that have been listed. But of those things, there are a couple that stood out. One, the mistress wants to get but with the wife. Why are you mad at the wife? I don't understand. Don't they always tell the wife, you need to get your man? So what do they tell the mistress? I'm so confused. What do they tell the mistress? So that's one of them. Flirting with him while they are still married. Oh, but y'all was gonna get a divorce. You don't know if they was gonna get a divorce. If you stay out of the way, you're depriving her of intimacy. Who knows? They could have worked it out if you weren't in the way. You've taken resources out of their home. She now has to pay, all of those bills where she was in a 2-income home. You've affected her lifestyle. That's one of the things. I wish that this law was in every single state, because I believe you should be able to sue if someone disrupts your home.
What state are they in?
South Carolina, I believe. South Carolina.
Yeah, I do remember her saying that.
I believe that's also the same place where the lady Fantasia's husband's ex-wife was as well. I believe that's where they were.
And she tried to sue Fantasia? I never knew that.
Yes, Fantasia was hiding in her closet, gonna unalive herself, completely depressed, blah, blah, blah. Now, Fantasia's was a little bit different. At the beginning, she didn't know that man was married. I believe she thought he was separated as well, but separated is not divorced, because a couple can reconcile. Wait until they are divorced. And in that particular state, you have to wait until a year after you get divorced to move forward with somebody else. I know that that's in this state too for insurance. So like if you remove your spouse off of your insurance at work, and life insurance and all of that, and you get remarried, and it hasn't been 12 months, that insurance is going to revert back to the previous wife. So it needs to be a 12-month span in between there. So people say that don't make no sense. Well, it does, because when you are married, you stood there in a contract and said, I'm going to do all of these things. And so what you should do is close that out. You shouldn't be dating somebody else, entertaining anybody else. That is all adultery. And you can call it whatever you want to. You broke the contract. It is adultery. If you decide to move forward, then divorce the person. Divorce them right away and then move on. You can do whatever you want to, but you should not be separating and moving in with the woman. You should not be separating and moving with the man, because how did you meet the person that fast if he was completely dedicated to your marriage? That other person shouldn't be there and accessible like that. But that's where it should be. So it's all over this here internet, and Bria is trying to lie, or Brenay is trying to lie and say, that's not true. Y'all don't know the story, but they know the timeline. This girl has sued you. All of those things are true. If he's over there playing games with you, whether they weren't getting along or not, they were not divorced. And that was 2 incomes in that household. You impacted her financially. You did take intimacy away from her, because if he's being pleased by you and you're doing different things, you took him away from his household. You did that. You took him away because you contributed. So you took him away and he decided to leave. Well, why you ain't saying nothing to him? Hey, stupid everybody. That's the divorce papers. She is getting him back. What are y'all talking about? You sound dumb. But she's suing the girl for $1 million for each separate category. Would you sue your husband if he did that to you?
If I could. I think anybody would. Unless sometimes people, but you know what, I'll take that back. Sometimes people be so fed up with the situation, they don't even be wanting nothing out of it. They just want to get a divorce and be free. So it depends on what mind state you in. Sometimes when you do that, you still be real mad. Like, you know, you in that mad and anger phase. But some people that just be like, girl, just let me get a divorce and I don't care if I don't get nothing. I just want to be done. So it depends on the mind state you're in.
And it depends on the situation. If you think that, you know, there are times that people are in relationships and they think it's a regular argument, or you're going through a growing phase or something like that, because that is what happens in your 20s, your 30s, you know, different things. You do evolve and grow. And with them becoming social media famous so young and having married so young, those different temptations are there. But I can't imagine it being somebody, and it usually is, that has access, be it through a mother's, through a mother's friend, through a sister's friend. And sometimes in situations like that, that's why people don't be wanting their person to have a friend of the opposite sex. Because that right there, I could have had him if I wanted to. Bitch, at 14, he wasn't marrying you at that age, and then that means he had plenty of time to be with you. So now that you see,
but you know, they'll say that that's what somebody gonna say when they knew somebody for a long time.
But how does that even make sense? I knew you since I was in kindergarten, so I got access to you first. He's married. That trumps all of that. What is wrong? Y'all been on double dates together.
They still young. So they probably think like that.
I'm so tired of that excuse.
Girl, I will say they just young. I'm telling you, this young generation is not the same as us. They not.
That's true. That's very true. The instant gratification is crazy. But my thing is, as a plus size woman, I'm gonna keep it a buck. But this is how I feel, and everybody knows it's a particular shape I just don't like. Do I think she's pretty? I think she's pretty. Do I think that he's not an ugly man. I don't know. I would have stayed married. I would have stayed married for several reasons, but based on her outer appearance. Oh, and she's in trouble because before this, one of the things she was doing was raising money to get her tatas reduced. She made the money and still ain't got her tatas reduced. So apparently she likes stealing shit. Allegedly. I don't know. But that to me means that I wonder if she agreed to marry him because that was the first person to like her like that. or be committed, and she thought if she didn't do it now, she could never do it or something like that. And now that you in a limelight somewhat and you have 3 million followers or whatever, now you feel like you have, so it's no different than a dog ass man who do the shit. Now I make a little bit of money, I got opportunities, so now I don't want this anymore. You think that could have played into it?
Yeah.
What are people gonna learn that it's not really good to do? Because they had on their stuff, and according to people that knew them, they had a really good relationship before social media went to her head and everything like that. Did things together, was like friends, all of this stuff, and now all of a sudden you with the person y'all was double dating with.
Yeah, I would think they was. If that was me, even with me being my age, I'd be thinking y'all was messing around before.
Oh, she has proof that they were while she was in the house watching the kids or visiting and stuff like that. A couple times, supposedly, she was in the house and they was getting down, and she was saying already, "I can't wait to have your last name" and all this other stuff. Yeah, and they are not divorced.
I'm saying I would be thinking like y'all was messing around before then.
Yeah, I would. And if the girl just filed for divorce, then how do you not want everybody to see that you messing with a married man? If she's serving him divorce papers, he's still married right now.
Right.
Do people think we're dumb?
I guess so. Look, I'm like, I guess so.
Because all that, y'all could think what y'all want to.
That is the first thing you could think when a person be wrong, though.
Huh?
That'd be the first thing people say when they be wrong.
You think so?
Mm-hmm.
That's interesting, though, that she made sure she was divorced first before she moved forward and ruined somebody else's marriage. I don't think it's gonna last. I don't think it's gonna last for several reasons. But I don't think it's gonna last. And as a wife, I don't see how she did. Immature, they are young people that are mature and have morals. Facts, because all she talk about is got this and got that. But now all of a sudden she wants these. Well, she don't see nothing wrong with what she's doing. They've been having problems. Why don't you talk about the problems you was having? Talk about your own shit and while you're getting a divorce, because your husband or now ex-husband is upset too. I don't particularly want to hurt people, but I would sue the fuck out of her. I'll sue her until my computer printer ran out of ink, and I believe it prints like 5,000 pages. I would, but how are you as the mistress mad at the wife? She's still the wife today. Why are you mad at her? Why you got an attitude? Why you popping off? Why you acting like she don't have a right to feel that way? I don't care if somebody and their husband break up 13 times or have a fight 13 times. When did that become your business? You fought with your husband until you was done and you was ready to not, be in that relationship anymore. And you didn't have no interrupt. Well, you did have it. Well, if they was messing around, oh shit, that means that man could sue too. If he could, if
yeah, he could.
Oh, if that girl proved that they was indeed doing it while the other couple was married, then he could sue him. This is getting good. I should be a social media court.
A lot of men won't take the extra steps like a woman would.
Because he's probably humiliated. Because he's all over her social media. And they was married for 5 years.
Oh yeah, they got married too young. They got married too young. They married when they was 20. Like, you still figuring out life. They got married too young.
You haven't seen enough of the world.
Yeah. Y'all to get married, no. You haven't done enough things.
She probably didn't want to live in sin.
No, that's true, but I still think 20 is too young to get married. In our in
this new
day and
era. Yeah. Because too much accessibility. You need to see how different things are going to impact your behavior as you, not even including another person. So I do agree, because you're still very much so learning yourself and you're learning yourself that the world wants you to believe in yourself, like that thing that they took and deal with Glorilla's face. Like, it's so much that you wouldn't have even had to be exposed to that you will have to be exposed to. And
right.
Yeah, I would have to agree. I would have to agree. I don't, these young people, no, I don't think that they should. But this is life. I don't think they should let people get married until 25.
No, this too young. 20 is way too young.
Mm-hmm. And they was together. You had to be together in high school or something like that.
Right.
For that to happen, you know? Mm-hmm. But child, listen. I told y'all. It's tea and it's all over the place, and everything is between men and women to keep them apart. The devil is busy trying to destroy families, and y'all letting him grab a hold of you. I'm not talking about regular little crazy things. I'm talking about big things that wasn't a mistake. It's a whole decision, a whole period of time played out, and it's taking people way too long to stop the inappropriate things that they're doing and try to correct them. And for me, the last thing is you trying to correct it doesn't take away from that person deserving accountability, deserving a real apology, deserving a conversation. And you can't rush them through that process. If you did something for even a year, let's say a year, you can't expect that the first the conversation that you guys have, that person is going to know everything and how they feel, because that person has adapted to you doing whatever you were doing. Some part of them adapted so they could make it through it to work it out. Then they have to try to get back to normal, if you will, and that exposes other things because, and don't let a milestone have passed by. You just need to give yourself time. You as the person that has been hurt and you as the person that has done the hurt. And you need to be kind to yourself and work on forgiving yourself too. Even as a person that has been done wrong, you're going to have to forgive yourself because you're going to be mad at yourself for a period. Like, why did I let this happen? How come I didn't see it? What could I have done different?
Right.
So you need to be very kind to each other and yourselves. But don't project. Please don't. That shit is wild. You don't know. You add to it, you know. I don't know myself at this age. I write it down a lot so I can see who I was yesterday, and I compare notes and see how I feel today, so I can gauge how I just process things differently. I do. I process things very balanced though, but I've noticed that even in doing that, I give other people too much of the benefit of the doubt because I wouldn't want anybody to be very harsh on me. And I also understand that I don't have an arrogance about my education and my experience. I have an understanding that I see things differently sometimes because I've dealt with more people and I've been trained to see different things. HR, if you're doing your job right, you literally have to put yourself in somebody else's shoes sometimes without being in the shoes so much that you can't function, that you don't get overly emotional. You see things strategic, logical, but also incorporating the different parts of this person. It's different. And if you haven't been in that space, then you're processing according to what's around you. Well, that's what was around me. So I don't expect people to have the same type of skill sets that I have. But I also ask them to give me grace to not hold me to the fire so much because I do have that knowledge and experience that I won't ever be human and be like, it won't make sense to me if I'm going through something for a first time or when it's yourself. When you're on the outside, you put on a cape, you could think better. When you're on the inside of something, depending on how it happens, where you are, how it impacts you, all the other factors, that first response may not be the best response. What I have stopped doing is choking people. So I'm about 20 years sober. About 20 years sober.
Look, I'm
and
like,
that is something, child, because I don't argue. But yes, so part 2 of next week, we're going to go through the legal document of that and see what things we think. And I think it'll open our eyes to see what cheating actually does, because the way this girl itemized this, her mama gotta be a lawyer. And I believe they said somebody in her family is a lawyer, because the way that she wrote it up, it does make sin, and the law is actually the like taking intimacy from a person. Intimacy gives you dopamine. It actually helps you when your house life is good, your other life is good. If somebody threatens that or takes it away, that is a real thing that it hurts. It can make you sick. This is your lifelong partner you was thinking about. It does have some real big impacts, and that does really tie to emotional intelligence. And you did sign a contract for that. So if you're not going to try, please don't get married. If you're going to get married, you go through something, try to get outside help, even if it's starting on yourself first and then the marriage. But I think that there should be counseling the whole first 5 years of marriage. Pre-marriage counseling.
Bro, I was about to say pre-marriage counseling first.
Yes, because it opens your eyes.
Yeah, and then whoever is doing the pre-marriage counseling, they need to ask the real hard questions. Because these counselors nowadays, they not asking the right questions.
They just want to go viral.
Yeah, like y'all need to ask y'all need to get down to the nitty and gritty before people get married so they can be exposed for everything and you won't be blindsided on anything. So you can know if this is a person that you want to be married to.
Yep.
Like if y'all should go along with this or not.
Right. It's the contract. How is this contract the least contract that you take that serious? I don't understand. That is just I just won't ever understand it. I really won't. And as a person who is married and who I have done my very, very best, and there are a lot of things that I just can't see myself doing. I just can't. And there are some things that I've thought about, like, that's not that big of a deal. But when you really peel away the layer, you like, shit, I didn't see it that way. And it's good to have good people around you. But yeah, the next show we'll go through the actual document and we'll be attorneys. We'll play a game and see if we would have saw it that way. Would you have seen it this way? Right. At what point would you have choked this bitch? At what point would you have Lorena Bobbitt? At what point would you have bailed yourself out? I'm saying. Where can we find you tomorrow, Rose?
You can find me on Talk to Rose at 8 o'clock.
What's your topic tomorrow?
It's been so much going on. I'm just going to probably do all hot topics.
Okay.
I just think I've been gone for 2 weeks because all the graduations. So I was like, I got so much stuff to talk about. I'm just going to do I got so many hot topics saved.
Okay. Well, we'll be back here on Thursday at 9 p.m.
But let me say this. I will talk about what Juneteenth means because a lot of us don't understand. Well, I know in Pomona High, they didn't teach us about Juneteenth. So I don't think that we really understood it. I didn't really understand Juneteenth till like a couple of years ago.
Right. The actual in-depth.
I'm gonna talk about. That's one thing that I will talk about is Juneteenth because we was always taught to celebrate 4th of July, not Juneteenth. Like we knew they had Juneteenth picnics when we was in high school at Ganesha and all that, but we didn't really know what it meant.
Right.
So that's one thing I will talk about because I want us Black people to start celebrating Juneteenth more than we celebrate 4th of July. I do want that.
Yes, let's mature in our Blackness. I'm all for it. I love it. So we will see you tomorrow on your channel. Everybody have a good night. Make sure that you like and subscribe on the way out, and we will see you next week. Good night.